If you drink coffee every morning, expecting it to wake you up for real, I have something to tell you that will completely change your routine. That coffee you drink alone, without anything else, is not only losing 70% of its energy potential, it is creating a cycle. It is creating a cycle that robs you of vitality hour after hour, because here is the problem. After 50, caffeine alone triggers your cortisol, your stress hormone, reduces your sensitivity to insulin, and ends up leaving you more tired. 3 hours after drinking it. But if you add half a teaspoon of cinnamon to that coffee, that's it. Nothing else. You activate a combination that recent studies call the metabolic cocktail of male energy, Amaku. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this synergy works mumpulate, why cinnamon is not just a laboring is, and how men over 50 are regaining energy levels they haven't felt since they were 40. It's not about drinking more coffee, it's about drinking it correctly. I'm Carmen Navarro. For over 20 years, I've been researching scientific studies on minerals to help men make informed decisions at age. What I've seen time and time again is that many men over 50 rely on coffee to function, but they're using in exactly the opposite way to what their bodies need at this stage of life. It's not that coffee is bad for them. The problem is that after 50, your hormonal and metabolic systems respond to coffee completely differently than they did when you were 35. And if you don't adjust how you consume it, you end up creating the problem you're trying to solve. More fatigue, less focus, worse sleep. Let me show you what's really going on. You have your first cup at 7 a.m. By 9 a.m. You need another by 11 a.m. By 11 a.m. a third. And yet, by 3 p.m., your body is begging for a nap that you can't get. More coffee, less real energy. You open your eyes after 7 hours of sleep, but your body feels like you've slept in 3. You drag yourself to the kitchen. Coffee wakes you up 45 minutes, then you feel tired again. It's not energy, it's a loan your body is collecting with interest. Every afternoon at the same time, your energy plummets. It's not hunger, it's not sleepiness. It's like someone unplugged your internal battery. And you know that another cup of coffee is just going to make you sleep worse tonight. Here's what most men don't understand most. Coffee isn't just caffeine. It contains over 1,000 bioactive compounds, including chlorogenic acids, caffeine, trigonelline, and of course, caffeine. About 95 milligrams per cup ABIS. Caffeine blocks an adenosine receptors in your brain. Adenosine is the molecule that makes you feel tired. By blocking it, you feel alert. But there's a second effect that almost no one talks about. Caffeine stimulates the release of adrenaline and noradrenaline, which increases your heart rate, dilates your pupils, and mobilizes glucose stores as stuff. Basically, it activates your fight or flight response. A study published in the Nutrition Journal in 2013 found that men who regularly drank coffee had 15% higher testosterone levels for 4 weeks, possibly because caffeine acts as an inhibitor of aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. Sounds good, right? But here's the problem. After age 50, coffee only does 2 things that work against you. First, it increases cortisol levels without modulation. Your cortisol production is already dysregulated with age. Coffee increases it even more. Chronically elevated cortisol suppresses testosterone. A study in the Journal of Applied Physiology from 2002 confirmed this. Second, it creates acute insulin resistance. It has been demonstrated through research that 200 milligrams of caffeine, approximately 2 cups of coffee, can lower insulin sensitivity by up to 35% in elderly men. The result? Your cells don't absorb glucose efficiently. Blood sugar spikes, crashes, and extreme fatigue 2 to 3 hours later. In short, coffee only gives you short-term energy, but it charges you with metabolic interest that exacerbates chronic fatigue. This is where cinnamon changes the whole game. Cinnamon, specifically Cinnamomum ceylanicum, also called Ceylon cinnamon, is a species derived from the bark of the cinnamon tree. Its main active compound is cinnamaldehyde, which accounts for 65 to 80% of its bioactivity and acts on three key systems that deteriorate after age 50. First, the cortisol management system, mesting system. Cinnamaldehyde reduces cortisol levels by modulating the activity of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. A 2010 study in Life Sciences showed that cinnamaldehyde increases progesterone and reduces excessive cortisol production in human adrenal cells. Lower cortisol means a more favorable hormonal environment for testosterone production. These. Second, insulin sensitivity. The cinnamon activates insulin receptor proteins in muscle cells, improving glucose uptake without the need for additional insulin. Research in the Journal of Diabetes, Science and Technology from 2010 showed that 1 to 6 grams of cinnamon per day improved insulin sensitivity in men with metabolic resistance. Third, protection of Leydig cells. These cells in the testes produce testosterone. A study in the Iranian Journal of Basic Medical Sciences from 2014 showed that cinnamon extract increased the testosterone levels by 135% in animal models and protecting Leydig cells from oxidative stress. A clinical trial published in 2014 administered 75 milligrams per kilo per day of cinnamon to men for 28 days. Results: serum testosterone increased from 1.65 ng per thousand to 3.87, an increase of 134%. Superoxide dismutase, a key antioxidant, increased significantly. Malonaldehyde, a marker of oxidative stress, decreased significantly. But cinnamon alone has a limitation. Improves glucose metabolism and lowers cortisol, but it doesn't provide the immediate boost of energy and mental alertness you need in the morning. It's great as a background metabolic regulator, but it lacks the central nervous system activating effect. It's the brake that prevents an energy crash, but not the accelerator you need to get your day going. And this is where it all comes together. When you combine coffee with cinnamon, you create what researchers call a bidirectional modulatory effect. Coffee activates your nervous system and mobilizes energy. Cinnamon regulates how your body handles that activated energy. It's like the difference between stepping on the gas with no brakes, coffee alone, spike and crash, versus stepping on the gas with a smart cruise control system, coffee plus cinnamon. Sustained energy without a crash. Let me explain why the effect is greater than the sum of its parts. Cinnamon neutralizes coffee's cortisol spike. Coffee alone spikes cortisol, suppresses testosterone, post-spike fatigue. Coffee plus cinnamon spikes cortisol. Cinnamon moderates it. Regulated cortisol means preserved testosterone. The result is that you get the activating effect of coffee without the hormonal crash. Cinnamon prevents insulin resistance caused by caffeine. A 2018 study in the British Journal of Nutrition showed that decaffeinated coffee improved insulin sensitivity, but caffeinated coffee worsened it. However, when 1 gram of cinnamon was added to caffeinated coffee, insulin resistance disappeared. Cinnamon counteracted the negative effect of caffeine on glucose uptake. The combination stabilizes the glucose curve. Black coffee. Rapid glucose spike from the stress response. Sharp drop. Fatigue. Coffee plus cinnamon. Moderate spike. Sustained plateau. Gradual decline. Stable energy for 4 to 6 hours. And there's a synergistic effect on testosterone production. Coffee increases testosterone via aromatase inhibition. Cinnamon increases testosterone via cortisol reduction and Leydig cell protection. Together, they attack the problem of low testosterone from 2 different angles simultaneously. Think of your metabolism as a factory that produces energy. Coffee alone activates the factory at 100% speed, but without maintenance, it overheats, collapses after 3 hours. Cinnamon alone optimizes the efficiency of the factory, but does not turn it on. It works well, but slowly. Coffee plus cinnamon, factory activated at 100% with cooling, lubrication, and quality control systems working water. Maximum sustained production for 6 hours. A 2021 meta-analysis in Nutrients concluded that coffee polyphenols plus phenolic compounds from spices such as cinnamon amplify antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects in a range of 40 to 60% more than each one separately. In practical terms, you are creating a drink that gives you instant energy, more metabolic regulation, more hormonal protection, all working synergistically. Now it's your turn. Try the coffee plus cinnamon combination for 7 days exactly. Nothing more. Just 7 days. And tell me again what you noticed. More energy, better concentration, less anxiety. Did you sleep better? Write in the comments day 1, day 3, day 7, and tell me how you felt. I will read each one and personally respond to the ones that give me the most detail. This is not just for me. It's for other men to see real results from real people, not just theory. Start tomorrow. 7 days. Coffee plus cinnamon. Tell me what happens. Let me show you exactly how to make it. For an 8-ounce cup, you need a freshly brewed coffee. It can be espresso, filter, French press, it doesn't matter which method. And half a teaspoon between 1 and 1.5 grams of cinnamon powder. Optional. Sofia sa miniti ay to isume patamas ni kina para makasano sa atfiman kasi birko finavitsurati. Important. Use cinnamon. Cinnamomum selanicum, not house cinnamon. Cinnamomum house. Why? Cassia contains high levels of coumarin, up to 1.2%, which in high doses can be toxic to the liver. Ceylon contains only 0.4%. Coumarin, 30 times less. It is more expensive, but it is the only one safe for daily consumption. The simple method, 5 minutes. Prepare your coffee as usual, 240 milliliters. While it is hot, add half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Stir well for 30 seconds. Cinnamon tends to float. Let it sit for 2 minutes to settle. Drink slowly over 15 to 20 minutes, not all at once. The infusion method, absorption. Place half a teaspoon of cinnamon in the coffee filter before brewing. Brew the coffee normally. The hot water extracts the compounds in the cinnamon. The result is coffee already infused with cinnamon, smoother, less grainy. The ketogenic method, maximum sustained energy. Prepare coffee with more cinnamon with one of the above methods. Add a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil. Blend in a blender for 20 seconds. Creates a creamy foam. The result, bulletproof coffee with improved glucose regulation. Optimal timing is 30 to 90 minutes after waking, not immediately upon waking. Why? Your natural cortisol is already high upon waking, peaking between 8 and 9 a.m. If you drink coffee right away, you are adding artificial cortisol to natural cortisol. Overstimulation, more severe crash. Waiting 30 to 90 minutes allows natural cortisol to drop. Then coffee plus cinnamon raises it in a controlled manner. Ideal timing, 7 a.m. wake up. 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. First cup of coffee plus cinnamon. 11 a.m. second cup optional, only if needed. Never after 2 p.m. interferes with nighttime sleep. Recommended protocol. Weekdays, 1 to 2 cups, maximum 2. Weekends, 1 cup or none. Gives adenosine receptors a break. Plus, cycles and cycles. 5 days on, 2 days off. Why cycle? To avoid tolerance. If you drink coffee every day without stopping, your adenosine receptors adapt and you need more and more caffeine for the same effect. Resting 2 days a week resets sensitivity. Do not combine with refined sugar. It completely cancels the effect of cinnamon on insulin. If you need to sweeten, use stearic acid or erythritol. Do not use whole milk. The casein in milk interferes with the absorption of coffee polyphenols. If you want creaminess, use unsweetened almond milk or coconut cream. If you take diabetes medications such as metformin, glycerin, or insulin, cinnamon can enhance their effect and cause hypoglycemia. Consult your doctor first. If you take anticoagulants, warfarin, or daily aspirin, consult your doctor. Cinnamon has a mild anticoagulant effect. The information you are receiving is educational. It is not a substitute for medical advice. If your symptoms persist, speak to a health professional. Let me tell you about Miguel, 59 years old, a retired civil engineer from Valencia. Miguel had been drinking coffee for 8 years. A lot of it, 4, sometimes 5 cups a day. It's the only thing that keeps me awake, he told me. His routine was predictable. Coffee at 7 a.m. before getting out of bed, another at 9, another after lunch, and the rescue at 4 p.m. when he felt his brain was shutting down. But here's the problem. Despite all that coffee, Miguel felt exhausted all the time. I wake up tired, I go to bed tired, and the whole day in between is a struggle to stay alert. My wife says I look like a functioning zombie. Recent blood work showed fasting glucose 112 milligrams per deciliter. Pre-diabetes, cortisol at 8 a.m. high 20, 8 microg per deciliter. Normal range 10 to 20. Total testosterone 287 NOG per deciliter Cifandra. Low for his age, should be between 300 and 900. What Miguel didn't know was that his coffee wasn't the problem. It was how he was using it. Coffee immediately upon waking was adding artificial cortisol on top of already high natural cortisol. It was exhausting his adrenal glands. 5 cups spread throughout the day caused repeated acute insulin resistance, glucose spikes, and crashes, chronic fatigue. Last cup at 4 p.m., caffeine with a 5-hour half-life in his system until 9 p.m., fragmented sleep, less recovery, more fatigue the next day. Perfect vicious cycle. More coffee, worse sleep, more fatigue, more coffee. I proposed a 6-week experiment. Stop coffee immediately upon waking. Wait until 8:30 a.m. A single 10-ounce cup of coffee plus half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon at Ceylon cinnamon 8:30 a.m. He could have a second cup at 11 a.m. if he truly needed one. Turns out, no. No coffee after 12 noon. I added a 20-minute walk in the sun every morning to regulate cortisol naturally. First 3 days, it's weird. I feel like I have less caffeine in my body, but I'm more awake. I don't know how to explain it. It's a different, more solid energy. Week 2, I don't need that second cup anymore. 1 is enough. And the craziest thing, I'm sleeping better. I fall asleep in 10 minutes. Before, it took me an hour. Week 4, my wife says I seem like a different person. I feel like I can do things in the afternoon. Before, I would spend the day waiting for night to come so I could go to bed. Week 6, follow-up lab. Fasting glucose 96 milligrams per deciliter, normal range. Cortisol at 8 a.m., 16 microgram per deciliter, normalized. Total testosterone 412 newton per deciliter, 43% increase. Weight, negative 3.22 kilograms with no change in diet, just better metabolic regulation. Miguel is now 60 years old. He continues with this coffee plus cinnamon protocol. The funny thing is that before I used to drink 5 cups and I felt terrible. Now I drink 1 and I feel like when I was 45, it's not magic. It's simply understanding how your body works and giving it what it needs, not more of the same that doesn't work. His favorite phrase now, less coffee, better coffee, more life. Before we finish, I'm curious, tell me in the comments, how many cups of coffee you drink a day right now and at what times? There are no right or wrong answers, Ziga. I just want to understand how most of you are using coffee. Write something like 3 cups, 7 in the morning, 10 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or just 1 cup at 9 in the morning. I want to map out the common patterns and see if there is a pattern between those who have more energy versus those who feel exhausted. Comment now, I'll read you. So, in closing, let me show you exactly what you can expect if you start this protocol tomorrow. In 24 hours, you'll notice the coffee energy lasts longer than 2 hours. You're going to feel sustained mental alertness without the jitters or anxiety. It's subtle, but it's there. Within 7 days, your sleep is going to improve. You're going to wake up feeling more rested. You're going to need fewer cups of coffee to function. And that 4 p.m. crash that's now part of your routine is going to start to fade within 30 days. Iliogem, your baseline energy, that feeling of I want to get stuff done, is going to go up. You're going to notice that you can focus longer without distractions. And if you get your blood tested, you're likely to see improvements in your fasting glucose and markers of inflammation. Within 90 days, this is where the hormonal changes become measurable. Higher testosterone, regulated cortisol, improved body composition. And that vitality that you felt in your 40s, not all of it, but a significant portion of it, is going to return. This isn't a magic potion. It's about using your coffee the right way for your age, your metabolism, your hormonal reality. 1 cup, half a teaspoon of cinnamon every day for 7 days. That's all I'm asking. Try it. See how you feel at Kasika. And then decide if it's worth continuing. Because the truth is, you're already drinking coffee. We're just making a small adjustment that can completely change how you feel throughout the day. Miguel did it. Hundreds of men have done it. Now it's your turn. Listen, don't accept chronic fatigue as part of getting older. Yes, your body changes after 50, but that doesn't mean resigning yourself to dragging yourself through the day relying on coffee that doesn't work. You have the power to make small adjustments. How and when you drink your coffee, what you put in it, and make a huge impact on how you feel. You don't need more coffee. You need smarter coffee, and now you know exactly how to do it by now by Jefferson. You've spent your life taking care of everyone else. Now it's time to take care of yourself. Your energy matters. Your vitality matters. And you deserve to feel good in your own body no matter what age you are, no matter what. Until next time, I'm Carmen Navarro. Stay informed. Stay vital. Your best years are not behind you. They can start now. Important note, this video is for informational and educational purposes only, based on publicly available scientific studies. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have pre-existing health conditions, diabetes, hypertension, liver disease, take medications on a regular basis, or experience praziaxio fatigue, it is essential that you consult with your physician before making any changes to your coffee consumption or adding supplements such as cinnamon. The information presented should not be construed as a prescription or guarantee of specific results. Effects may vary by individual.